Blessings to y'all, beloveds. Blessings to y'all, beloveds. Nah, what's up, though? You already know who it is. Dynamic duo. Awesome motherfuckers. Y'all been missing us for 2 weeks, but we back. You know what I mean? You know, business had to be taken care of, but you already know where you at. This is LSCD, Listen Stream Cop Drop. The one and only big homie, Jersey the 420 Chef, a.k.a. Stretch Armstrong, a.k.a. the man that always bounce across the land. I'm rocking with the greatest right hand.
You already know it's your girl, Meta Money, a.k.a. Trap. Yeah. So you already know. Yeah. Wake the fuck up. Let's get right. You feel me? Magnificentness is in the air. You feel me? Let's go. Let's get it. I toast to you, though. Cause you toast to you. Here we go. All right.
There we go. Start it off. Yeah.
It's lit. All right. Well, Jersey, the moment that we all have been waiting for is upon us.
It ain't the moment that we waited for. It's the moment that we actually called out. And I'm going to put the screenshot of the tweet in there. Date check.
Facts.
Yeah. Facts.
Facts.
Let's go. Let's keep talking.
You know, when we talk, people listen. You hear me? When we talk, people listen. That's what's supposed to happen. So, you feel me? We got it all off. Electronica dropped his debut album, A Written Testimony. You feel me? Oh, man. You know what, Jersey? It's so much going on with this album. It is so much going on with this album. I am thoroughly... it just dropped. I listened to this shit about 6 times, 7 times. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna sit there. I'm gonna tell you I've been having it over and over and over and over again, just so that I can make sure I get a grasp and a range of what the fuck is actually going on here. I know you've probably been off it the same way. What's your first feels about this, or any feels you might have before we even get into the album?
I wish it was more. With 10 songs, like, y'all knew what y'all was doing. Y'all sneaky motherfucker. Y'all knew what y'all was doing. I want more. Like, I won't, like it gave me this, like, it felt Daytona-ish. You remember when Daytona dropped, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Daytona was like, it had songs that were placed in certain places and gave you certain feelings. And then by the time you got the infrared, it was at the infrared and you're hearing the intro again, you like, damn, again? All right, fuck it. Let it run again. It gave that same feel. The one thing I'm going to just say about it is more of that type of content, more of that type of substance, more of that type of production, just more different. Yeah, I like that shit. Like, it
really did. Yeah, it really did come out. You know, you never know. Well, we kind of know what to expect coming from these two artists, even though, you know, one is far less visible than the other one. Electronica, you know, he does what he feels like. He's been in the game a long time. He doesn't have a body of work to back up the hype. Like, you know, if somebody was really new to hip hop and stuff like that, it's a name everybody be like, yeah, Electronica. But you don't really have anything too much to back it up except for bits and pieces along the way and the mysteriousness that comes along with Electronica. We have Hove on the other end. You know, people are saying that they don't really, maybe even like the album because Hove is on the album. But I don't think that anybody who actually listens to this album could be like, yo, Hove shouldn't be here. It's a reason for Hove here. You feel me? Electronica on his own, he is not going to catch the ears of a lot of people. So when you have an album like this that's knowledge-based, substance is over the top, you feel me? You need to draw in. Hove is to draw in. Hove know exactly what he's doing over there. Man, listen, we're gonna take it from the top. I'm gonna take it from the top, okay? The first track on this album is called The Overwhelming Event, all right? And that is a speech by Louis Farrakhan called Who Are the Real Children of Israel? This is one of his most impactful speeches. I'm going to let the people know right here, I am a historian or great orators. It doesn't even matter what they're saying. I definitely noticed. So this speech, when I heard it, I said, okay, the time frame that this speech was actually given, this was around 2010. So it's like this real thing, showing you from the time from when we might have first got introduced to him to where he was at with it. Very prophetic things going on this album and stuff like that. Dope way to introduce it. Let you know that we're not playing, we're not sugarcoating. We know who we are. we're here for all of that. All right.
Yeah, this
Now,
album, like they let you know this album is exactly that. It's gonna be that. So if you don't want to listen to it, go ahead, turn it off now. Like
immediately, and what I like is that it's actually on trend for what music, at least the music that we're being more aware of, is actually doing. Very, just impactful, potent stuff off of the rip. Royce to 5'9", the allegory. I keep bringing up, right? I keep bringing up, Crooked Eyes, Gravitas, things of this nature. This is becoming a more mainstream known thing, and Hov being on the album is just an added push. So straight off the rip, they let you know where you was coming from, because truthfully, in Hov's hands, this shit could have went either way. He might have, could have, would have turned Jay Electronica out and try to make him a little bit more mainstream things. Even though there's a couple tracks on here that would bang in the mainstream. We're going to get into all of that.
right.
But the first voice of rap or of reason you hear on this album comes on the second track, The Ghost of Soulja Slim. You feel me? R.I.P. All notes attached. Do your homework on Soulja Slim if you don't know. But Hov actually kicks the album off. First verse. What do you feel about it? What do you feel about what's going on here? We're just gonna keep it fly.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Period. That is the most filthiest Talk Slick song. Like they, yo, like I don't. Nah, they were in their bag. Like is that from production? Because like Jay Elect produced that one. So. Like, yeah, it sounds so imperial, like, and that's what Jay Electronica. I almost call him Jay Electricity.
Jay
all his nicknames,
Jay
all his aliases, yo.
You feel me? Fucking Jay Lightning Bolt, nigga. Everything.
All that shit, yo. Listen, this man Jay Elect, like that song sounds so imperial, and Hov knew what it was, and Hov got in his bag talking that shit. Like, I'm say it's just heavy and just punches you in the face. And Hov captivated with both that and like the way they like no hook, just trading off. Come on, man. Like that's my song. Like I played that song like 40, 50 times, y'all. Like in amazement. Like I listen to the album. I know I listen to the album 10 times. Like because I'll play an album straight through and then I'll throw it on shuffle. And then maybe around 1 in the morning, I just thought about like, oh shit, I don't get the streams right if I don't listen to something in between, because you know what I mean, Mad Money, you know what I mean, she reminded me. So yeah, I felt so bad. I felt like my streams were wasted, but I still appreciated listening to the album. But yeah, Ghost of Soulja Slim is it for me. That is the talk heavy, talk dirty, punch in the mouth. Nigga, you need to listen to me. Like that's that album for me. Like I mean, that's the song. Like that record on this album. Nah, man. Nah.
When we had our like, our pre-discussions about what was gonna go on with this album, I had told you, I made the comment, Jay Electronica is gonna be very straightforward. Jay-Z is gonna have entendre after entendre.
Right.
But what the fuck Jay-Z actually did in that first verse?
Yeah,
this might be one of his hardest verses ever. And it's not going to get the credit that it should. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not going to get the credit that it should. But when you peel back all the layers on this man's verse, he's letting you know he's not with none of the fuck shit. He still got motherfucking scores to settle. He's coming
for that shit. And he on it. And he's on it. Oh man.
On it. I hear a Kanye snub in there. I hear a Nas snub in there. You feel me? I'm telling you, like it is really, really, really. I can't fathom that this man is spitting at this high level still. Like it's just crazy. Even though I never doubt my guy ever.
He's 50.
He's 50 and he's right 50. In with it. He's now just on a side note, like we understand that he has his hand on the pulse of the culture. He's out there with Griselda. He's being very visible with the people that he's dealing with, the people that he's choosing to put up underneath his, brand, underneath his umbrella. So we know he has a pulse on the culture. We know he knows what's going on. But dog, when you come and you formulate a verse like this, with like the movie references, and it's just like, it's just undescribable. Like I really appreciate Hov so much just to open up Jay Electronica's debut album with this type of verse. You feel me? They paying homage all across the fucking board, right on this thing, and he letting you know, like, it ain't to be fucked with. He not to be fucked with. Jay Electronica on this track got busy from his first fucking bars on this shit. If it's Hov and Jay, if it's Hov and me, you feel me? It's the Quran. If it's spitting by them, it's haram. You feel me? It's a sin. It's not worthy. So I was just like all in the fucking mix with this track, and it really set the tone for this album where like this is going to be some shit. Make sure you sitting down. Make sure you're here interpreting this shit. Dog, I was in the box. Nigga, he made me feel like I was in the box zoning out. Like he's spitting, I'm there like this, dog, just right. Like, yo, what is going on here? So, excellent way to open up the album. Excellent first track on the album. Goes to Soulja Slim, paying homage all across the board. You feel me? Every which way but fucking loose, dog. Crazy as hell. The next track on there is called A Blinding. It's just another dope ass track. The production on this track, crazy to me. But this track right here, Jersey, that I'm gonna let you get in here a little bit. This let me know that Jay Electronica is on a whole different level. Once I started listening to his verse on The Blinding, when he went into talking about, he said the Dove Prince hanging by the purple rain crying to the midget tell him I heard you standing on the shoulders of the giant. That's a Hovey Baby reference. You feel me? Let's go. So
man standing on a giant shoulder can see much further than the giant.
Come on. What I'm saying. So once you really sitting and you were taking this shit in, it's undeniable what was going on here, and it just let me know how conscious Jay Electronica was in this whole process. This shit ain't old. These raps are raps that he just started rapping. Like, you feel me? Everything here is current. Dog, like what how do you feel about what's going on here? Travis Scott is also on this particular track too.
So first of all, oh man, I'm sorry, my allergies acting up and shit, and I'm smoking, and you getting me lit, like you getting me lit right now. Shout out to Travis Scott, shout out to A-Rap Music, like, cause I know I looked at the like production in the liner notes, you know what I'm saying? Like this song is going to be the one that sneaks in the clubs and gets banged heavily, and people are going to be they're like, it's going to just seep in, and they don't know what they're going to be hearing repetitive, and it's going to be like so repetitive to the point they start memorizing, and it's just going to start, manifesting. Like, it's going to manifest for them. Like, that's slick. I think that's extremely slick, and I appreciate that. But yeah, they lost it. They went ape shit. They lost their shit. And then the beat switch, like, you would think that this doesn't fit, especially when you hear the names. When you see Travis Scott, and then I was like, and I bumped into the A-Rap Music actual feature, or knowing that he was going to be on the album, because Jay Elect posted on IG, about the album and everything. And I looked at it and I was like, damn, okay. And he was playing a clip, like a little sample. So I was like, damn, I already know this shit about to be heavy. But I looked down and I see the comments that A-Rap Music is like, thank you for letting me to be a part of this. And I'm like, A-Rap Music? Right. So I didn't know what to fucking expect. But then you hear, the second, you hear the joint, and I'm just like, and yeah. The
beat switch in the middle was refreshing. I don't know. It's crazy because the way my mind worked, when I heard that, it being that Travis Scott was on this particular track, it instantly reminded me of how that beat switch kind of caught you off guard on Sicko Mode. But there's a break in Sicko Mode right before that beat switch. This is the same bass line in here too. And I wish, I'm an audio nigga. I wish I could do the little thing or whatever have you. to let you catch it. But when I went back and played it, I was like, you know what? It's a little bit more technical than what people think is going on here. But that beat switch was very refreshing in the middle of that track. These niggas is just breezing over this shit as always. I really, really like, I just have to clap up that both of them on this album are just doing their thing, what they do best, and it works. Like, it's not no dry spots in this album or anything like that. It's just really fluid, even though it's an unorthodox fluid. Like,
it just complements each other. It's two great MCs that can just rap, and it complements each other, and they rap at a high level that you can't ignore. Like,
no.
Like, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like this, like, it's almost to the point where I'm saying this now. And you know what? I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to wait till we get to the end of this whole, the whole thing. Because I have a very big opinion about Hov that I know a lot of people are going to hate. So whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
okay. We're going to get to it. We're going to get to it.
I know you're going to want to have this conversation. So yeah, you know what I mean?
I'm here for it. This is what we do, baby. The next track on there, Never Ending Story, another just example of them doing their thing. We're gonna start breezing through a couple of this stuff.
Yeah.
Then we come Shiny Suit Theory. You feel me? Everybody is like, why is this on there? You know, this is a track we've heard like, you know, 7+ years now. You feel me? Just up on there. But dog, that right there, them putting this track on this album is to just let you fucking know they can do this shit whenever they're like, and I do expect it to be a loose workout. Like, that's just like the key to me to show you, like, all right, even if we want to drop part 2 tomorrow, we could do that shit. Like, this ain't no real fly-by-night thing that they probably always just been working together throughout this whole time, and now they just, you know, now it's just the time for Jay Electronica to drop 2020. He got something going on in his mind where it means something. You feel me? Because why now? But it's a fact on it. What do you feel about it?
I'm about to say we're gonna put a mark right here because I have a statement about that too. It's so much, like, this album taking so long to come it's almost like folklore, you know what I mean? It's almost like it has like an urban myth feel to it. It's so many things that I'm going to address after this, but yeah, like this song, like this particular song, Jay just showing off his ability, you know what I mean? He's showing off his pen, the depth of his pen, you know what I'm saying? He really can take you places. And Never Ending Story was one of those joints for me, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as it came on, I was just like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everything just back to back.
Like, yeah, it was just back to back. And that was it. The ill thing was, like, we were on his IG live where he was previewing, like, you know what I'm saying? So you really didn't get to hear the substance in the song, but you could hear, like, where it was going.
What was going on.
Yeah. And it was just like, just to even be in that room and just to be like, oh man, and then to be a part of that energy that you were witnessing on your phone and all of that. It was crazy, but that IG didn't even set you up for what you really got into when you got to the album. And you know what I mean?
It didn't do it justice.
And every time you heard them play Never Ending Story though, everybody was on chill, like relaxed and soaking it up. And you know what I mean? I didn't get it, but I mean, I could hear the production, so it made sense, you know what I'm saying? But then to hear what they were hearing, like the words, it was like, come on, yo. You know what I'm saying? Crazy song.
All fire. It is really nuts. I do want to mention that, you know, they were supposed to have a listening party for the album. They was having it at 3 different locations, New York, Los Angeles, and New Orleans. You feel me? That all got postponed because of coronavirus, so they decided to take to live. I think it also was on YouTube Live. They started streaming just, you know, to give the people something because all these events that's caused everything to shut down or whatever. But, you know, through the ashes, he rises like a phoenix with this shit because I really it's really crazy. So all right. Shiny Suit Theory, Never Ending Story. We got through that. Universal Soldier. Now, all I can say is I don't even understand how they did that. I don't understand how they used West Side Gun's ad-lib, slowed it down, and made that shit such an integral piece of this whole album. Of the whole album. You know, somewhere West Side Gun really have to be there and just like in all with a fucking tear coming down his tatted face. You feel me?
He was a
Like,
part because he was a part of such greatness. I took that as that was my Ye stab. I felt like that was a stab at Ye. I felt like that was a stab at Ye. The reason why I felt like that was a stab at Ye, production wise, 808 and Heartbreaks, the song so amazing. Kanye used a Jeezy's ad-libs like a motherfucker all through the song, you know what I'm saying? And gave Jeezy a verse, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Same feel. Same feel. Same feel. But
you said it, I see it. You're right.
Yeah, but the album is totally different. And mind you, the common theme of the album is we are kings. You know what I mean? Respect us as such. You know what I mean? Whether it's as a man in America or as a man on the mic in the industry, we are kings. Respect us as such. This is why I feel like this was kind of a shot at, you know what I mean? Or even just an improvement upon Watch the Throne. Like, this is what Watch the Throne was supposed to be. You feel me?
That's a fact.
So,
that's
you know
a fact.
What I mean? Like
this album right here is what Watch the Throne was supposed to be. This is not fair to call it Watch the Throne 2 or anything of that nature. This is just clearly what Watch the Throne should have been. I also want to point out there that this is also an album. If all of us, if everybody in the community was on one consciousness, one frequency, and, you know, we all was woke and in one direction, this is what hip-hop would sound like for us. You understand? I want to point out Jay Electronica didn't curse on this album. Hov might have said nigga once or twice.
Yeah.
Nobody really disrespected the total overall real power of this album. Just let you know that right there was something that I really got pointed out in this. Well, with Universal Soldier 2, this is the part of the album where Jay Electronica takes over the rest of the album. This is where that whole thing really switches off at. And now, you know, Jay Electronica's in the forefront. Jay-Z is taking more of a back burner as much as he can, being Hov on these tracks or whatever. But I did notice that it came into this range where, okay, now Jay Electronica is spitting how he does. You feel me? And Hov is taking the back burner to this. But the production and the West Side Gun shout out, like, dog, you can't ask for nothing better than this. Nothing better than this. Then we gonna keep it pushing, you feel me? Flux Capacitator. Now this is the song where we was in the live. They was playing this and I was like, what the fuck is this crazy ass beat? What is going on here? This is too much. I believe also this is the track where Hov made his comments about the NFL and why would he be selling out to them when he has as much money as all these people you're talking about and all of this stuff, and he had to take matters into his own hands.
Right.
And if y'all would have been doing your job, he wouldn't even have had to step in. And that's what I liked about that shit.
Right. And but it meant a lot. It meant a lot to like down south people. I won't even say down south people because trap has been so dominant. But anybody around New Orleans, like, you know what I'm saying, even some Texas people that understand, to hear Hov at his age on like a bounce record and doing a bounce hook, like, you know what I mean, shouting out the Third Ward and all.
Get the gap.
Come on, yo. Come on, yo. And that's
let you know.
And that's a 90s, and that's like, such a 90s throwback, like a 90s chant, you know what I mean? First of all, you shout out the Magnolia, you know what I mean? Anybody that, if you, especially, listen, I'm from Jersey. You already know me. My name is Jersey. But I know in Louisiana, Third Ward Calio, and then Magnolia Projects. In Louisiana. And I've never been. You know what I mean? And like uptown, all like you know it from the music, just from the music that those areas have produced, you know what I mean? Serious, you know what I'm saying? So like to hear Hov New York 50, you know what I mean, 50-year-old with his influence and everything, giving that love to that area in that manner is just, it's beautiful. Like, I love it. I appreciate it because I was like,
it's
you know,
definitely something going on with Hov in there, because he just told us he is the ghost of Soldier Slim, and that's their area. You understand what I'm saying? So it's something that really is caught his attention in his eye. He is giving respect. You know, I'm telling you, all those areas and those wards and shit like that, they're some of the gulliest places on earth. You feel me? They're some of the hardest hoods in America. So you feel me? Just to be in touch with that and doing all of that stuff like that, you absolutely 100% correct when it comes down to, you know, like, you know, that feel, get the gat and that bounce, and you know, that's that little thing. That's actually my track right there where I said it may be able to play on the radio. You know, always make reference to radio play or stuff like that. Or, you know, might give you a little sneak in the club again, like the other track that you mentioned and stuff like that. But this dog, I'm telling you, like, it's a lot going on. Even naming it the flux capacitator. Like, that's why it's named that. What did the flux
Back to the Future.
Back to exactly. So, you know, it's giving you, it's just layer upon layer upon layer that these people are thinking. You feel me? If they are really thinking, and they're on an elevated level of thought process. So, all right. Then we have, you know, one of the very few tracks on here that's just J Electronica. I believe it's Fruit of the Spirit. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Don't kill me if I misquoted it or whatever. But this was J Electronica. He was by himself on this record, I do believe.
I think so.
Yeah, this was the one he was by himself. Always some standout bars coming from him on this. This was a little easy too with the production. It was kind of a little laid back, coming off of that bounce. It bring you back into this space or whatever have you. But definitely a dope track as well. After that, we have Ezekiel's Wheel. You feel me? Real quick, right? Even to name this, Ezekiel's Wheel. I don't know if whomever's familiar or not familiar with Ezekiel, the prophet. He is the prophet that took the what he saw around him, the times that he saw. He was a prophet that spoke about the times in front of everybody, all the issues, all the current conditions and stuff like that people was going through, and prophesied about how to change these things and what would happen if we did not change it. Right. The word Ezekiel actually means, you know, I'm losing my studies real quick, but Ezekiel actually means like, you know, possessor of the fold.
Right.
Possessor of the fold, but it's a double entendre in that too, because we said fold like a flock, but it's the fold double. So he has to do diverse, you know, two different ways about him and stuff like that. So that was Ezekiel's whole stick, and biblical reference, even in Quran and everything like that. So it's crazy as hell. I really did enjoy this track.
Jewelry.
So this was the reference on here was the J Electronica tweet when he says, you know, debut album with Hov is Highway Robbery. That was a tweet that he put out when we know he was getting this album. This is the track that references that tweet. So that's my little, you know, little dig dipping in there or whatever have you.
Now so, you dropped the gem on him though, so appreciate that. Like, you know what I mean? Little, definitely. Ezekiel. I know. You keep some jewelry now. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
I got it. You know, sometimes tuck, sometimes not. But you feel me? Then we come to the last track. At Jersey, I openly asked you, you know, prior to this, like, what does this acronym mean? What does it stand for? I couldn't pull it out. Like, I'm sitting there, like, he's spinning, and I'm like, A-P-I-T. No, that's not right. Like, no, it's not right. I was trying to figure that part out. That kind of stumped me. I ain't even gonna lie. That kind of stumped me a little bit with all of that. So, I don't know. How did you feel about how the album was closed out?
I think that was like a beautiful way to close it out. And the reason why is because of actually a whole entirely different artist that like a lot of people can't understand, but it's just the artist that I know. And it's gonna be wild, and I'm gonna make reference to this, but shout out to Fly Anakin. You know what I mean? The reason why I say this is because Anakin lost his mom You feel me? And he has an album called 21 Candles where he has a song that makes reference to it. So for me to hear somebody on a mainstream plateau that's different from independent to put out this song and make it the last song of the album, and you know what I mean, you have Hove sitting up there saying about like the numbers to lines that like, come on, man, like
it's so deep.
It's deep. It hit different. It hit different. You know what I'm saying? It hit so different. You know what I mean? And it was just it was beautiful. Like it was beautiful, and that's the part when it came to us like, damn, I don't want this to end because it's been we've waited for this album so long. You know what I'm saying? 10+ years, like we've waited for this, and to get it and to hear everything that he's like, to hear the album and then to end the album like this, to know that this is something that you went through in your life. You know what I'm saying? We know it's more. You know what I mean? And I think he stopped it there because that's probably the most recent thing that's happened to him that we can't speak like that we don't know about. That might be the most recent thing that happened to him. And I think he's just taking time so that way he can make more art to show us what happened after that. Like that probably is one of the last big event in his life that made him change. You feel me? Like, cause like I sit back and look at when we started talking about it. Like, remember we was on the timeline, it was like J Electronica, yada yada yada. And then all of a sudden out of the blue, he's like, "Oh, there's an album coming." You feel me? Like you feel me? Like, so I'm looking at all of that. Like I'm trying. Like nobody knows when his mom died. Like we don't know when his mom passed. I wonder if around that time when he said the album's coming, is that the time when his mom passed? Like this album just makes you think and brings up so many other questions beyond the substance that's in the album. It's like things that go outside the album. You know what I mean?
Right.
If you're a true fan like that, you know what I mean?
That's true though. I do want to say too, because it is parts on here where he does get personal, where he speaks about his prior relationships, where he where he talks about his prior relationships, you know, with the Grafh child was something I didn't even know up until like a couple weeks ago. Stuff put me on. So I'm like, I know. Also, Hove on one of these tracks got personal too. Start talking about his relationship with Beyonce and the mom and stuff like that, and everything was okay. So yeah, it was some flexes of them being personal and not just, you know, all knowledge based or driven in this.
Right.
But to close out the album, it definitely is one of those tracks that made you want more. I'm like, it's over, it's done. You feel me? I'm fucking that track went off and on my don't laugh, but my song that played after that was Pop, Lock, and Drop It. I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? On my shit, now I gotta play the album back. They shouldn't have just went into Pop, Lock, and Drop It on me. You feel me? Don't be minding my business, nigga. Even though I told you, don't be minding my business. But I was like, all right, you know, he definitely more. And this is kind of like an EP for both of them and an EP for them together. Where it's like, you know, you actually have brought that up, like, you know, half of this is like you want a new Hove album and you want him to just go dumb and you want him to use those flows and stuff like that, because he pulled out his fast flow on this album too far. You feel me? So you want him to do that, and then you know you really want a J Electronica project where it's just him and he's getting busy and he's doing what he does best. And then like, yo, we really need to see these two niggas again together. Like we really do need to see them
immediately
again together.
Like
so,
September, like it's March. Give them 6 months. Labor Day, September. I would love to hear another 10 songs. 10.
Just give it up. We want it. Give it up. That's all 10. We want. That's all we
Shake
want.
down. 10. That's it.
Any other points you want to make about the album? I know you said it was some things you did want to touch base on.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So to everybody out there that really, I want to say this to some of y'all geeks. Like y'all are geeks. Y'all are really geeks. Y'all say a lot of dumbass shit. So I just want to address it. This is not a Hove album. I'm not going to even call it a collab album. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, he has collaborations with one of the greatest MCs ever in the game that built the game where it is for somebody to have a debut album that has been anticipated 10 plus years with the God, like pretty much the God MC that's alive in the flesh. Y'all been like have a little bit more respect for the art that's put out. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen a lot of opinions that were overlooking JLX verses, like he wasn't saying anything. It was just like, and hearing people say shit like, oh, he got bodied on his whole album. The fact that y'all even are comparing verses lets me know y'all are listening to it with the wrong ear. Like,
facts.
It's not even meant to. You get, how in the hell can you even compare these two on like with on this platform? The fact they got the whole world's attention, and the timing is impeccable. Like we talked about this. Like we talked about this personally. We can put up screenshots of the combo, whatever. However, but we we knew this album was coming on this day. And then the timing of what's going on in the world, like, come on, man. Like, that shit is crazy. It's crazy. But the one thing is, I want everybody to listen to this objectively. Like, don't go in looking for it or trying to compare it to anybody who's already released the album this year or released the album this week or going to release the album this year. It's way more information in this album than that. Like, so
right,
for real, look past that.
I'm right with you with this shit though. I'm tired of people just out there. They really just try to, you feel me? They try to throw they 2 cents in there where it's not needed. I seen somebody on the timeline give a full fucking album review off of the IG that we was in the room that we just said we couldn't fucking hear all the way. They was cutting and going. They was doing all this. You're going to give this shit a 7 or a 6 or whatever have you. Haven't even heard the full body of work. Just the motherfucker sit there and say that you're saying something or you got it to a right. Even I went and I misquoted Hov when he said, you know, when he said, like, don't take pictures of me when I die, don't tweet me when I die, because that's just what I heard. Didn't even hear the full quote of it. I'm like, fuck. Like, you know, I misquoted Hov. I've never misquoted Hov a day of my life up until then. But it's really nuts how people do that stuff. But to say that, you know, Hov washed J Electronica, dog, that just lets me know, one, you don't even know what J Electronica is talking about. Period. Because you would not even take it there. So what you're comfortable with Hov. And there's a lot of Hov haters out here that's giving Hov his props just so they can have something to say. Because you can't say that Hov did a bad job on the album.
At all.
Period. So you can't take that route of saying, oh, Hov is washed, Hov is this, that, and the third. So you go compare him to J Electronica in this respect. I know the whole shit flew over your fucking head. It flew over your fucking head. You're not there with it. You didn't gain anything from it. And half the time, it be really, really, you're not even like, yo, people be doing shit for dirty measure. Now, I know that, you know, I throw Saw in the game all the time. You feel me? Yo. I put up a little, you know, J Electronica debut album, you know, Starter Kid, the girl from Dobie Menace, the white girl from Dobie Menace, about to get you the motherfucking dirty ass Timbs. Things like that. That's something that happens that's just a image of what people that listen to this music is into and stuff. That's not, I would never discredit this type of body of work and say like, you know, oh, J Electronica got washed on here or he didn't step up to the plate. What? Like, are you nuts? Like, yo, y'all niggas need to start reading. I'm happy this coronavirus is fucking going on. Stop fucking going out. Stop watching sports. Open a fucking book. Get some knowledge. Get some help. If you need some, DM me because I always pass the word along. You feel me? Like I'm saying, like, you know, I know this is heavy bass. Is you know, he's shouting his religion out. I do want to say, like, yo, in the credits, J Electronica credited Allah every track
album, every record, everything.
And for each and every track on this fucking album. Dog, this is the type of thing that you're dealing with.
Okay, so
this is the type of thing you're dealing with.
Even deeper than that, and I put this screenshot up, and I already put it on the timeline so you can go see it. It's stuck, and it's going to be there. The release date is going to say 3/13 now, If you go and look on my timeline, I have a screenshot where it says December 31st. One.
What? Okay. See, that's just you know, I love shit like that. That just adds to the enigma, adds to the mystery of Jay Electronica. So him not dropping projects and stuff like that, it's orchestrated. It is not because he didn't want to. It's because he really wasn't going to. He's not going to do that. He's going to do it this time. He got it like that. Certain artists, they have it like that. What if we don't hear another project from for another 10 fucking years? So, it'd be crazy as hell. But this, no. I feel like he probably good into the microwave era of this and the third. He's going to see how everybody's receiving it. He's been #1 on Twitter since it dropped. I want to see how long that stays. He's going to start dropping out work. It's all going to come when it want. It ain't going to be no rollouts. It's always going to be surprise. One day you're going to look up and you have a fucking double disc from Jay Electronica. Like, and you're going to be all in tune in it. You're going to be all with it. So, you know, fuck all the haters out there that just want to fucking hate. You're not putting nothing predominant to the fucking table. You're not adding nothing nor taking nothing away from this album, from these two artists trying to do that type of shit. You sit in your house, I want to say you sit in the house with your dick in your hand. You trying to fucking just sully up this shit, whatever. You need to take it for what the fuck it is, and let's go with it. I'm sorry.
You good. You good. You was speaking for the best. I was feeling you. That's why I just let you go. I was like, just go.
Oh,
like, I was on my Cosmic Kev, like, just go.
Just go. Shout out Cosmic Kev all day.
Word, Philly shit.
Oh, man, but yes.
Howard 99. What's up?
We got through Jay Electronica, Hove, a written testimony. I do want to take a second out, say, you know, this past week was the day that Biggie Smalls died. It was March 9th. I do want to say R.I.P. Big, real quick before we get into the basis of the rest of these albums and stuff like that. Such an impactful, important person in the game. I did want to tell you, like, I did ask the timeline. I didn't want everybody's favorite Biggie bar. I asked for everybody's favorite Brooklyn bar. Nobody understood what I said. And they started giving me everybody's, like, favorite Biggie Brooklyn bar, though. So that was dope in itself. Like, in the miscommunication, it came out like that. But, you know, we always got to pay our respect, pay homage to Notorious B.I.G. You feel me? So, one time for him, you feel me?
Oh man, like I don't think like as far as it goes, when it comes to Biggie, I like the first song I can actually say that I remember hearing Biggie on, and it's going to sound crazy, but it was a DJ Clue mixtape, and the song was Crooklyn's Finest. I didn't know it was Crooklyn's Finest at the time, and I didn't know who Jay-Z was really. I didn't even know who Biggie was. Like, I'm a kid. Like, I'm a kid. You feel me? But I heard his opening lines to Crooklyn's Finest and memorized it immediately and chased that song for a year and ended up hearing it again. You know, yeah. You know what I mean?
It's like
we're talking Reasonable Doubt, Hove. You know what I mean? I don't want to say, right. I can't even really say that's my favorite. Like that's my first Biggie line. Like that's my first Biggie line. But at the same time, I feel like for some odd reason that song was out way before Biggie even got popping. Like for some odd reason, like I don't know why the time I feel so early. But when it comes to Big on March 9th, like the only thing I think about is his first exchange with Hove. Like, you know what I mean? Like that epitomizes Brooklyn for me, you know what I mean? Fuck fist fights and lame scuffles, pillowcase to your face, make the shell muffle, shoot your daughter in the calf muscle, fuck a tussle, nickel plated, sprinkle coke on the floor, make it drug related, most hated. Come on, like that. Like I felt like, I was in Brooklyn. Like I went to like, okay, that's what Brooklyn niggas is about. Cool, don't fuck with them niggas. Got it.
You know That's definitely got the style written all over it. You feel me? That's exactly how we get down over there.
Word.
And stuff like that. Now that you mentioned, like, you know, first introduction tracks to Big, this is why this is actually my favorite Biggie track is Party and Bullshit. It's just that
you know what I mean?
Just telling you a typical day in Brooklyn. You feel me? It's just like this thing, you know, it's crazy as hell. The lyricism is just too much. That's why I do not take any big slander. I do not accept when people try to discredit his bodies of work or anything like that, because it's just unfair. Because his
it
pen,
goes beyond the 2 albums, yo. It
yes,
goes beyond 2 albums. Like people, y'all don't understand. Back in those days with hip hop, like there was hip hop that flooded among the streets that didn't hit the charts and didn't be able to, you know what I mean, wasn't able to be archived for us to be able to go back and stream now. Like if we could go back and stream all them Clue tapes, just Clue tapes alone, just Clue tapes, Clue and Tony Touch tapes. Oh my, yo, come on. What?
Oh
Just Clue and Tony Touch tapes. If we could go back and catch all of the Stretch and Bobbito shows, like those 3 eras of hip hop alone. Come on, yo, it's too much. It's too much. Oh my God,
it gets too real. Like,
it gets way
nigga,
too
you
real.
said Stretch and Bobby, my hands, my palms started itching. Like, you don't understand. Like, you know, just those staples and stuff like that. You know, Big said it the best. Like, we never thought that hip hop would take it this far, nigga. Like, just talking about those aspects and oh man, like we have come a long way in this game, and then definitely help propel that shit forward.
And then just because I'm gonna name those guys, I have like those are all East Coast references. If I have to go West Coast, I'm going to say Sway and King Tech. Sway before Sirius XM.
Yeah.
With
Sway
King
before
Tech
MTV, Sway of how
all that before all that. Like listen, yo, like listen, don't play yourself. Y'all got YouTube. I'm naming names. Go back and put them in and see the hip hop. Like Sway and King Tech definitely had like a lot of love. They saw big, you know what I'm saying? But then they had a lot of different Midwest and West Coast MCs that could really rap and really was doing some shit like y'all don't understand, man. Like if we go back,
Jersey out here dropping gems on you guys. You feel me? Get
real.
that pencil and your paper. You feel me? Hip hop homework is in effect.
For real, like hip hop 101. So I'm telling y'all, like, yo, y'all just don't understand. Like it was a real different time. Like hip hop was different. Like y'all have it easy with the internet and streaming. Like they advertise it now in order to make it sell. But back then when we wasn't #1 and they didn't fuck with us, you had to go look for that real shit and that dope shit. You know what I'm saying?
In fact, you had to read. That's
fact. And I mean, you had the Source magazine. Don't get me wrong. The Source magazine was the standard because it was clean and it was uncooked. Like the books weren't cooked. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't an agenda. You know what I mean? And things was different. Like I'm talking about when hip hop, when all music was released on Tuesdays. You know what I mean? Not Fridays. So,
that's a fact.
You know what I mean? It was a different time and a different era, and I'm talking about.
I was spinning a many lines trying to get some shit. You also had to rely on. You also had to have a good rapport with the person that you bought music from, the store that you bought music from, because they would be the ones that would put you up on that. That's why when it comes down, that's the fact. That's why when it comes down to this music shit, when I sit there and say, you know, I was listening to Mystical before Shake It Fast, watch yourself. Yeah, that's because my man's in the place was putting me on to Mystical albums and stuff like that before that. So, you know,
you can't click.
It's always been in my veins. You feel me? So you can't do that. Yeah. I'm glad you try to highlight the West Coast, you know, and all of that. But all the regions, especially you come from a big city like, you know, New York, whatever, was accessible. People was walking past that shit. I was not. Yeah. Let me just say that. So there we go with it. You feel me? But, you know, a couple good projects that came out. Since we last spoke to everybody here on LSCD. You feel me? We're going to take it from the top. Planet Asia, Trusted Chain. Here go another West Coast staple. You feel West Coast staple in the game. He's been in the game since like 93, 94. I remember motherfuckers trying to get white labels of his first couple singles, dog. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, shout outs all day. But Trusted Chain, good project. 38 Speech produced. Yeah. So he's showing off his production work again. I really enjoyed this project. You really can't go wrong with Planet Asia. The lyricism is just there. How you thought about this album?
Yeah, I was fucking with it. Mystery School and God Degree. Definitely a heavy rotation. Like I just put out a playlist and a couple of tweets, songs that I fuck with that just get me through the day. Like whatever it is, like they help with all the bullshit. Whether it's like everything, like I just put it out. You know what I mean? A little dip into my brain. And these are like two of the songs that made it on that rotation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
So,
It was like what is it? Tech and the Mink. Like I think that's the name of the song. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's that was dope. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. It was like, you know what I mean, or T to me. I forgot. Like I'm sorry, but
something like that. Yeah.
yeah. But I think I don't want to misquote. You know what I mean. I don't want to misquote. So pardon the disrespect, but those are like three standout songs on that. But overall, you know what I mean. Planet Age is just that dude. Like, you know what I mean. He writes that truck shit, like that heavy shit. You know what I mean. He always gives that '90s feel. You know what I mean? For him to be a West Coast artist, you know what I mean? He has he's like his own way with it, you know what I mean? So 38 gave him the perfect alley-oop with the production. Shout out to 38. I think he's doing something that is going to be a blueprint for a change in the game right now. And I kind of feel like it's coming soon, you know what I'm saying? The way that how he, you know what I mean, makes sure that, you know what I mean, he's attached to it, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying nothing's wrong with it. I think it's fair, you know what I mean? Because he's doing a lot out there for his squad. You feel me? The Trust Army, like he's putting a lot on the line. So
he's very hands-on. His hands is in the pot.
That's like crazy.
And he's moving within everybody's crew too. You feel me? Like he's over there with Griselda does stuff. He's over here doing stuff. He's focused on his stuff. I have nothing but the utmost respect for 38 in that respect. Planet Asia too, though, he has been putting out a lot of work. This is about the third album we probably don't review from. Like, you feel me?
Yeah, it's like the second or third,
he put out an EP Medallions before the year. Last year came to a close. Right before then, he had dropped All Gold Everything. You feel me? So he's steadily putting out work. This is what I like when older artists learn how to move in the microwave era. They put in substantial things down that you will go back and listen to. It don't get thrown away. It's just there. So it's all good with it. Yes, dope project for Planet Agent. Salute to you. You feel me? Couple other things came out. You know.
All right, so who else dropped in the midst of, you know what I mean, in the midst of our little vacation, our little high, you know what I mean, our little spring vacation, our little winter spring vacation.
Well, winter break, you feel me? Yeah. Bankroll Fresh dropped in Fresh We Trust. Good. I really appreciate Bankroll Fresh as an artist, you know, taken from us, you know, way too soon. Yeah. You feel me? He was well on his way to be one of these mainstay artists. I kind of always compare him in my mind. Every time I see YG, I think of Bankroll Fresh, even though, you know, it's two coasts, two different things. But I was saying that he was going to be on that same kind of wavelength because everybody was embracing him when it come up and stuff like that. I don't know. What did you think about in Fresh We Trust?
Yeah, like No, he had the keys to the Atlanta sound. Like, he had the right people behind him. I just think that, like you said, just going too soon. But like this album being released so far after his, or you know what I mean, so much like so late after his death, is kind of like I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, I think he really had some steam with him at one point in time, but you know, it kind of just died down. But nevertheless, still good to get it out there, to put out his work, to put out his effort and his dream that he was working towards. Like the two songs that really, you know what I mean, stood out to me, especially, you know what I mean, with my ears to the South, you know what I'm saying, was Playing with a Check and $250,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like when I heard those, I was like, oh yeah, that's that sound. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I think he was going to redirect. I think he was going to have his own lane with his sound, and he might have even redirected what Southern music might have sounded like for a little second, you know what I mean? Give it a little switch up, you know what I'm saying? But rest in peace to him, you know what I'm saying? Going too soon, you know what I'm saying? A lot of good words about him, you know what I mean?
You right about that though. For him being a Southern artist, it did have like a different type of quality to it. You feel me? Like, you know, he did have a little a new sound coming in, and he got some classics on deck, you know, all there. You feel me? Like all there. But this was just refreshing, you know, pay my respect. It was good to hear his voice again, because sometimes you don't revisit an artist, you know, after they pass like that or whatever have you. So it was good to see this. I appreciated this effort being put out there. It just lets you know that he was somebody who was working and consistently working, because look, a whole body of work disappeared out of nowhere. Who knows how much more of these that he might have. So everything is all right with that. I do appreciate them putting this out in his honor. All right. Let's get to some other things in there. What you thought about Graph's Article 3?
Yeah, that was dope as fuck. Like, I fuck with that. Like, shout out to Grafh. Like, you know what I mean? He's definitely a dope ass dude. You know what I mean? Dope MC. You know what I mean? And he came like, I want to say he was like right at the end of the golden era, like right, you know what I'm saying, transitioning into that, you know what I mean, into that new lane, you know what I'm saying. But for him to have this and drop out, like, it was kind of dope, you know what I'm saying, because he had a good range of songs, and then not only that, but a good range of features that was dope, you know what I mean. Like, I fuck with Pray with Conway, you know what I'm saying. Like, that was a tough ass fucking record. Like, Agenda was dope. And then, you know what I mean, Me for My Love of the South and Love of UGK Let Me See It with Bun B. Like, that was, like, I was fucking with that hard as hell, you know what I'm saying? So, Grafh got one in, though. Like, he snuck one in, and that was dope as fuck.
Yeah, it was a good drop. Just to stumble upon. You feel me? It was kind of, he did come in a kind of like a weird week with it, whatever. So it was much appreciated to get, you know, some good quality music on the board. You feel me? 2020 is doing all right. You know what I mean? So far, so good. It's doing all right. This is one of those projects, you know, I keep in mind and stuff like that for first quarter things. So, moving right along, Smoke DZA came out with a closed mouth, don't get fed. You feel me?
Yeah.
I enjoyed this project a lot. You know, Smoke, this project to me is maybe one of his most mainstream efforts. He has features on there with T-Pain. It sounds like a little bit more upbeat. We just seen him come off of the project with Benny.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So this was nice to see him by himself, just, you know, trying to get his reach a little bit more out there. You know, he's been an artist in the game, and he's well respected in the game by other artists. He definitely came through. You feel me? He came through on this. I appreciate this project. How you felt about it?
Yeah, it's Smoke DZA. I've been fucking with him heavy, you know what I mean? You know, he had the project with Rick Ross. I mean, not Rick Ross. Yeah, he had a song with Rick Ross with the project with Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying? And then he, you know what I mean? Yeah, and then he's done certain songs with, like, he's done songs with Fly Anakin and Blue, like, so Smoke DZA is like a hip hop head, like, you know what I mean? He's hip hop, and I fuck with him heavy. This album was dope. I was really fucking with Morse Code, Brick on My Neck, and Fiscal Thoughts, like, standout tracks that I suggest, you know what I mean, y'all fuck with. Like, that those songs spoke to my spirit, you know what I mean. It is what it is. Like, Smoke DZA, like, period, he be talking that shit, so I fuck with him, you know what I mean. I really like this. Like, I got, you know what I mean, I do a couple gems in my daily rotation and shit, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So yeah, it was definitely dope.
This is very solid coming from Smoke DZA. I got a feeling that he probably drops a couple more projects as we prolong in the year and stuff like that. Like I said, all the underground artists have really caught the microwave era's wave, and they drop multiple projects a year, which is always good. You feel me? And they are solid projects. They're not throwaways. So salute Smoke DZA. Let's get it. You know what? Juelz Santana dropped the album FreeSantana. You feel me? How do you feel about this project? I just want to ask you so.
Yo, so, like, listen, like, I think I'm gonna speak for a lot of people, and this goes for any artist that does this. It's like, especially if you had your time, like, you know what I'm saying, don't use hip hop as a GoFundMe. You feel me? Right. Like, Juelz, you had your time, yo. Like, you had your time. You chose your route in the path that you went, and then you go loving hip hop, and now you want to put this out and think, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not even trying to take it serious. Like, it's old material that you sat on for too long, and like, Like, you know what I mean? It's just, you know what I mean? Hang it up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Just go ahead and get your love and hip hop checks. Stay in that lane, do your thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't talk that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to, like, yeah, I can't.
This is
No.
right. What you said. This is a GoFundMe. Fund me. You know, he's currently incarcerated. Not getting no checks from nowhere. Had to do a little something, throw out. You know what I mean? Get a little bread back. You feel me? While he's away. No, I did not enjoy anything off of this straight ass drop. You feel me? I can't even deal with it. But he did throw it out there. I did well let the people know, you know, because they are diehard Juelz Santana fans. You feel me? One of them might have enjoyed it. I really don't have the capacity. It's diehard fans out there.
Listen, I know Dipset fans that didn't check for this. Like,
no, nobody.
shit, like,
I know Dipset fans that didn't check for their reunion album. You feel me? Like, you know, they kind of lost their whole. Yeah, that's a couple years back. But you know, I'm still putting people onto that, and I shouldn't, because you shouldn't listen to that track neither. But you know, just right here. Just for mention's sake, not even honorable mention. Just had to throw it out there. You feel me?
right.
You know what project I really enjoyed that drop, Jersey? K-Slay, living legend. You feel me? Straight up ass mixtape.
The essence of the mixtape.
Era.
Yeah.
I'm loving it. He has so many artists on this project. Queen Latifah is on this project.
Got the visual.
Every fucking body is on this project. Yeah, one of my favorite guys on there, Nino Man, Dave East is on there. It's just so many names. Papoose is on there. There's so many artists on there, but I appreciate the feel of this. Like, when it was over, I went to go change my CD, and remember, I'm not dealing with CDs no more. You feel me? Like, I went to go change the CD. It was like, damn, this shit don't even got a CD player in it. We all got,
right.
but that's the type of feel and energy. So when people try to say, you know, what's the difference between, or there's no difference between, you know, mixtapes, albums, and EPs and stuff like that, this is one of the formats that's still staying true despite the process that you're actually listening to the album on. So I salute it real quick. I salute it. He had another one that came out not too long ago. Wasn't as good as this either.
Right.
The name of it, but it wasn't as good as this. So,
phone. Don't worry about it. I ain't got to answer. It's just business line. Anyway.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Shit goes off, pops off. What else we got going on?
All right, who we talk about next?
Let's get into this Jadakiss, Ignatius. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. I don't even know how Jadakiss
Ignatius.
Ignatius, whatever have you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. You feel me? This is a grown album coming from Jadakiss. You feel me? Definitely is on some grown man shit, I guess. I don't fucking like the album. Let me stop all the fucking semantics. I don't like this album. This album could have been way better. He let me down. I think I lost a bet to you because it most definitely is not a classic body of work like he should have put out. At all.
It wasn't.
Right,
it really wasn't. I think like a lot of people, and it's cool, you know what I mean? I'm not even getting mad at people for being in a certain pocket, but a lot of people were in a nostalgic pocket and giving it credit because they just like hearing Jada bars. Jada bars at that. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people start bringing up top 5 Dead or Alive. Like, I'm not even going to bring up that album, even though it was like certain songs, like there's certain songs from that album that I fuck with heavy, which was like Ain't Nothing New with Nipsey Hussle. Like, a lot of people weren't even talking about that. And I really like played the fuck out of that song because of the fact that he had Nipsey on that shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a dope ass song, you know what I mean? But like, Jada he's like a great feature king, you know what I'm saying? I'm you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, he had Hunting Season, Keep It 100, Government Cheese, Kisses to the Sky, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that I don't fuck with Jada, but that time came and went, and you know what I mean? He's not even like, you got Styles P who was in a group and runs next to this man putting out content that's at a higher quality. Like,
That's
so
a
it's
fact.
like, come on, man.
That's a fact.
I'm not going to sit up here and, you know what I mean, get too excited just because I hear Jada. Like, excuse me,
Yeah.
no disrespect, no disrespect to his craft. Not even trying to disrespect his album, because it was, you know what I mean, it's alright, but it's not what a lot of people are really going hard with, like, and saying, like I don't think it's like, it's not on that level. It's not like it's not like it's not a classic. It's a good album. Like, it's an album that you can listen to, and I would always tell people to go listen to quality bars. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to overhype it. Like, I can't overhype it. Like, I
Yeah,
can't.
now this is it. Here we go again with a lot of just dick riding. You feel me? Just trying to go against the grain, because like, if an album is trash, it is fucking trash. I'm not saying that this album in particular is like that. It is a couple joints on there, just like you said, Government Cheese. You know, great couple of tracks on here. But just like you mentioned too, he's a feature artist. He does best on features, and he has a lot of features on this album. But the shit is not balancing out right. I don't really appreciate.
Yeah,
I don't really appreciate this at all. Like, I really don't. I was really expecting some just a little bit more. You know, Jada. You feel me? He's out here doing, you know, freestyles and shit that's coming up way harder than things on this album. What did you sit and you really do? And I'm sorry. I don't mean no disrespect by any of it. Don't give us no more albums, dog. Don't even try to produce another album, dog. Sit back, applaud Styles, put your mans on, put Nino Man up to bat, show him the game some more, you feel me? Don't do no more work, dog. Don't do no more work. I'm just say that. Don't do no more work, dog. It ain't happening like that. So, you feel me? Sorry, not sorry. You feel me? This is Listen Stream Cop Drop for a reason. This is a drop as well for me personally. But nah, I can't do it. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat the shit at all. I don't really want to talk about it too much. This out, I'm gonna tell you, this is one of the reasons why it was like, you know what? This is not worth having a full detailed thing on to try to even go either way with it. Like, I really was disappointed about it. Like, really disappointed by this album. I can't even front on it. So, you know, that's basically what's going on. That's everything that, you know, you might not have heard our views on and stuff like that. We definitely been out here listening to the work. You feel me? Now we getting the work to you as always. You know, Meg Thee Stallion dropped Sugar. Meg Thee Stallion dropped Sugar. This shit, I can't. Every time I hear her in a project from her, she gets progressively worse. Now, I know she had a lot of things going on with progressively worse. It's no way of getting around it. Like, she had more of a spark. She had a spark when she started. Now she just garbage. I don't understand how is that when, you know, you're not even full 2 years in this game. It don't seem like. So, like, what is going on here with this girl and this stuff? No, she had a whole bunch of stuff with her contract and shit like that. I'm not even holding no sympathy, no none of that shit. And you coming into this game as a new artist, you have heard all the stories about people getting fucked over in the game with their contracts. Everybody should know better. Nobody is dumb. This is somebody who went to college. This is somebody who said there should have fucking read all of this shit. I'm not beat. I'm not beat. I said.
Yeah. So it's like, when it comes to that, when it comes to all of that, I don't know. Like, I think she's just like, I think what happened is she just got super oversaturated over the summer, and they kind of missed, they tried to stretch out that moment a little too long, and they kind of missed the boat. Like, you know what I'm saying? However, they still got an opportunity, but for her contract to be her contract, you know what I mean? When you have it, when you've never seen $20,000 cash or $10,000 cash in front of you, you'll sign whatever somebody, you know what I mean? You know, you'll sign whatever, you know what I mean? But that's, it's just different, you know what I mean? And you trust it in somebody telling you, yeah, we gonna do this, and yeah, I got money, and they throw a little line at you, like, you know, shit happens, you know what I'm saying? But that's here nor there. Like, I'm not even credited. I'm not even gonna give none of that. Like, her, I actually like I can't even lie. I played the album, and it's just, I don't know. I'm starting to think that some of her appeal isn't really what she's saying, because I already know, like, she has a pimp. I've been saying this forever. She got a Pimp C flow, so that's golden. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not even gonna say that she's writing, anybody's writing for her, But I think the like I said, the appeal is like motherfuckers look at her and they either want her or want to look like her. You know what I'm saying? And they, you know what I mean, want to do all the shit that she doing, like, you know what I mean, shaking ass
Yeah,
and all
but
of
see,
that. So
that's not good.
that's her.
That's not good enough because
Oh, I'm not
in the
saying it's good
history
enough.
of
I'm just saying
female rap,
that's just the factor. You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
no, it's fucked up, and it can't be like that because in the history of female rap, the bitches have bars behind you wanting to either fuck them or look like them. That is what they always have bars attached to that. That the person with the sex appeal always has good music attached to that too.
yeah,
It's nobody really running out here with sex appeal and have bad music. Lil
right.
Kim, Foxy Brown, we want to skip forward. Fucking Nicki Minaj, like you feel me? It's things there that'll do that. Cardi B, like yo, dog, you can't sit out here and becoming half-assed when you have people right now in that same lane as you, as a Cardi B is your competition, and
Yeah.
she's spitting bars. Like I'm sorry, you might not
Yeah,
like it.
I mean,
Spit
but
bars.
I'm not saying that Meg just has a different sound. Like, you gotta understand, like, Meg isn't necessarily that, she doesn't have that East Coast New York corner boy bodega style, like, you know what I mean?
I
Like,
understand it.
yeah,
Trust me, I understand what you're saying by that.
yeah.
But dog, she's had all this attention on her, all of this stuff. Name a song from her.
Oh, I mean, I don't listen to her. I can't tell you anything. You
It's
know,
like that you listen
I
to
can
her or
tell you
not.
what
You
I
would
can
have
tell you,
heard
like, driving the
something,
boat and all that
something
shit,
with a
though.
stick. It's city girl songs out there that you know. It's a swingy song out there over the top of your head that you hear, and you
I
know.
can't tell you a City Girl song. Only song I can tell you when it comes to females is uh That's My Type. That bullshit. That's my
Sweeney,
type,
there we
nigga.
go.
That's
That's
my
my
type.
type. That's what I'm
That's the
saying
only
is
one I can name.
there is people in her lane, in her field, in her aesthetic that you can name a track from that don't get as much attention as her though. And this is the problem I have with Meg Thee Stallion. You feel me? This is
Yeah.
where I'm at because as a female, I can't go and say I don't know one bar from this girl. I don't know one hook. I don't know nothing. I don't know any of that. I know that's my type though. That's my type.
Okay, but I'll tell you this. I can name this from Meg Thee Stallion, you know what I mean? I'd rather be a BITCH something
It just
something.
came out
Yeah,
2 seconds
that's
ago.
the only
You just
one. Like,
that
that's the
you heard
only
that shit
other
on the
one. Like,
timeline.
yeah.
That's all. You heard it
Yeah.
twice on the timeline, and she's spelling the word bitch. So it's stuck. After that, you can't motherfucking do nothing with this girl. It ain't happening. Look how hard you had to dig.
Yeah, I can't lie. Like,
You had
y'all
to dig
know,
so hard
like,
for something that just came out.
right,
That
like,
you should be in there, hey, but no, it ain't happening. Not happening like that. I'm sorry, guys.
yeah, if
That
it's not like,
twerk off 2020, man. That's all she's worth.
like, I be just checking for and I really don't like separate. I really don't like separating, but I do just separate who I listen to because I like to listen to Tierra Wax and the Il Camils and the Rhapsodies and, you know what I mean, and Digga, you know what I mean, like things like that lane of
mm.
I mean, like, it's a different thing, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
you're more into the.
They just kind of, it's just more than, you know what I mean, it's more than a party. It's just more than a party.
Yeah, but this is the thing with coming being a mainstream artist like Matt, because you know Matt Rhapsody have some mainstream, you know, things going on with her and stuff like that. The other
Yeah.
artists you named, they are less known and stuff like that too. When you're a mainstream artist, there has to be something attached to it. It has to be song. Dave East is like this. She like the female Dave East. Like where you don't really have a track from them that you could pinpoint and be like, that's my shit. You feel me? Or
Yeah.
that shit was very successful and everybody
But
knows it
just
or they just
collectively,
hear
you
it.
like, I fuck with it. Like, yeah, like collectively, like, but see, like, but yeah, I've been listening to Rhapsody forever because of Ninth Wonder and Jamila Records, like his whole push out of North Carolina and the little brother, like that was a whole movement that, you know what I mean, and it just, her time came up now more in the digital age,
Oh
and
yeah.
it's just like, you
No,
know what I mean, I won't say she's caught in the, like, she's caught in the shuffle, but I just think she's gonna have her she's gonna have her time. She'll have her time. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but you know,
Okay.
but now, like I said, I'm not a gender biased person when it comes to music. But since we're doing that, just shout out to all the ladies that's just out there spitting bars and just putting bars up.
Facts.
You feel me? Like any type of anything. I don't give a like. I don't care if you're like even if you're a reality TV show celebrity and you're a woman and you spitting, like, fuck it, what's up? Shout out to y'all. Like, I just love it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because there's some ladies that be killing it. Yeah.
I want to say I'm not being gender biased. That's not where my bias comes from with this, but it's just two lanes in the game. One is mainstream, one is the underground. All right. Now, if you're in the mainstream, you have a spot there. You should be utilizing it and make it something to make yourself a little bit more solid in the game. That's all I'm saying. I don't have a problem with any of these female rappers, except for her, because I can't name no work from her. So you feel me, Sugar? Nah, I'm a dog. I can't be bothered. You know what I mean? Get your shit in order. Hopefully everything work out for you or whatever. But, you know, when it comes down to the music, you got to do a little better than that. It got to be something else. And there's diehard Meg Thee Stallion fans. Like, I know that there is, but that's not good enough. Like, it's not good enough because if you're on the mainstream level, at some point in time, like, everybody knew Bodak Yellow. You feel me? Everybody knows this track from an artist. Everybody knows that track from an artist. She is not pulling that shit out. Somebody need to work with her a little bit better. You feel me? But that is all the salt I'm going to throw in the game for today. Look, that's it. That's all. You feel me?
Yeah.
I think that's about it. We didn't really, you know what I mean? We wrapped everything up. You feel me? Everybody just let us know how you feel about the projects that you fucking with. You know what I mean? Let us know. Let us know how you feel about what we said, if we tripping or bugging, or if you agree with us, make sure you use the hashtag LSCD. As always, it's your girl, Madam Money, a.k.a. Trap. I'm chilling with my right-hand man.
Jersey, the 420 Chef, a.k.a. Stretch Armstrong. Get at us, especially about that Electronica album. We're going to talk about it, so get at us, holla at us. That's, you know what I mean? But more importantly, stay solid, man. 100 out here.
Sei por que você não me olha, Luísa Manequim. Não sei